Hey, this is SJ Talks and Life coming back at you with another video. Um, the media, I want to talk about the media. Um, I'm trying not to talk a lot about this politics and everything that's going on, but they're doing so much. I have to speak on it to get to what my point that I'm about to make about the media. So bear with me here. Um, Various media outlets like CNN and I think I was on MBS MSC, that one with, it's got the four letters, MBSC or MSC or whatever that is. I was on there because they all have YouTube channels. CNN and all the major news outlets have YouTube channels, and I was on MBSC or whatever that is. I was on that one the other day, because all this stuff has been popping up in my recommendations. It's getting to the point now where I'm starting to click out, not interested, and get them out of my, because this is too much. It's getting to be too much. But anyway, it said something about Social Security cuts or whatever, something like that. They're cutting staff people, I guess, some of the people that work for Social Security, or there's something like that. It's something to that effect they were talking about. And I went in the comments section of that video and was reading some of the comments, and of course people are outraged. And I made a little comment too that Social Security is something that we all pay into. They take money out of our checks and we don't get a vote. From the time we start working, they take money out of our checks, not just for Social Security, but they also take for Medicare. They take for Medicare too. They got Medicare, they take out for that, and they take out for Social Security. They take out for them both. Okay? And we don't get a vote. Let me know if they asked you guys, was it okay to take money out of your check? I didn't get a vote. They had been taking money out of my check ever since I started working. Okay. So, we pretty much pay into Social Security. Okay. We all pay into it. If anybody that's ever worked, for any extended amount of time, and you've been here on this earth, for a few years, I mean, you've paid into the system. You've paid into the Social Security system. Okay. And so that's not like, it's not like food stamps or some type of food stamps and welfare. It's not, that's a different program. That's a totally different program. Social Security is something that we pay into. We pay into that. It's like a retirement thing. Okay. I think it's pretty good. It's a good, because most people can't afford to put money back for retirement. So that's pretty good. And of course, clicked on the comments section, and people were outraged. Of course, I put my little 2 cents in too. But what was disturbing to me is that I read some comments where people said that if they lose their Social Security, they're going to unalive themselves. So I was kind of disturbed by those comments. And I was like, because some people are retired, some elderly people get it. Some people on disability get it. And there were some people in that comment section saying that if they cut their check, that because they said something about the checks might be late or something like that, which I think it's just hype. I really think it's just hype, because they've laid off a bunch of people that work at Social Security. But the point that I want to make, I really didn't want to really go into all that, because I know I don't want to be talking about all this politics. I'm not really wanting to go into all that, but I had to go into that to get to my point that I want to make. So bear with me, like I said. I was thinking that the media needs to be more responsible. The media, just like everything is about money. I sound like my mother, because my mother always says that. My mother says that all the time. It's all about the money. Everything is about the money. My mother says that all the time. But she's right. Everything is about the money. And so, news outlets, they making money. They making money. They get their little check, for reporting the news and all that. They get their little check. I mean, I'm sure it's not a little check, but you know what I mean. They get their check. We're reporting the news and that. Them reporters make pretty good money that work for CNN and NBC or whatever. By the way, they fired a bunch of black folks, but that's another video. NBC or whatever like that. Whatever that is. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Them reporters make a lot of money, don't they? They make a lot of money. And sometimes the way they title their videos, I'm a content creator, and there's a lot of content creators on here, and we know that we have to title our videos. I don't believe in doing clickbait. I don't believe in lying to my viewers and subscribers. But I know that as a content creator, I have to title my videos in such a way to where it will pop out and people will click on the video. I have to be very strategic in how I title my videos. I've been known to retitle videos. I just did that just recently with, which video was that? I retitled the video because it wouldn't get a lot of views on it. I said, okay, I'm going to have to, what I did was I flipped it around. Which video? I can't remember which video that was. I flipped it around. I put the part at the end, but then I flipped it around and decided to put it in the beginning of the video, and I put it in all caps. Still don't, needless to say, still don't have a lot of views on it. So we know as content creators, we have to, some content creators like to do clickbait, which is so super annoying. Don't say your video's about one thing and I click on it and it's about something totally different. I freaking hate that. But you can't tell folks how to run their channel. But some folks like to do clickbait. But I like to be strategic in how I title my videos to attract viewers to the video so they will click on it. And so these news outlets on YouTube are no different. They're no different than anybody else on YouTube. They're going to title their videos. They're going to be very strategic in how they title their videos to get you to click on it. If they put Social Security and cut in the same title, although that might not necessarily be what they're talking about, that's all people gonna see is Social Security cut. That's all they gonna see. They might not even read the rest of it. You know what I mean? So they strategically know if they put those 3 words in the title, that people will click on the video. Just like everybody else, they're making money off of their YouTube videos. Are they not? So they want people to click on those videos, and they know if they put those 3 words in the title, people are going to click on it. But news outlets need to be more responsible in how, because Elon Musk made a comment that Social Security was a Ponzi scheme. It's not a Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme is when you get beat out of your money. And you don't get your money. That's a Ponzi scheme. You invest in it and you don't get your money. That's a Ponzi. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that a Ponzi scheme when you invest in it and it ain't what you thought it was going to be and you wind up getting beat out of your money? That's a Ponzi scheme. Social Security pays off in the end if you live long enough to draw it or whatever the situation, disability, or whatever the situation is. They pay up. They pay up. No, they pay it to you. They give it to you. So it's not a Ponzi scheme. So I don't know where he gets off. See, this man is rich. This man is a freaking billionaire. How you gonna tell poor people, working class people, how they stuff is working? How you gonna tell, you a billionaire? How you gonna tell working class and low income people how their stuff works? You can't speak on it. You're looking at things from a billionaire's perspective. He annoys me. Ooh, he's annoying. But that's the statement that he made, and it was just an opinion. It's an opinion. It's his opinion. That's all it is. It's an opinion. People are panicking because like these news outlets are putting that in their title, and everybody's talking about that and everything. It's just his opinion. It's just Elon Musk standing there talking a bunch of garbage. That's all it is. It's just him expressing his opinion. It's an opinion. It has nothing to do with policy. It's just like when they tried to freeze that Medicare, and the federal judge had to come in and put a stop to it. Because they can't just do that. They can't just go in and, millions of people, elderly people, and children rely on Medicaid. So you can't just go in and just cut it off. Lots of nursing homes rely on Medicaid. That's how a lot of elderly people are paying their bills in the nursing home. You can't just cut it off. And that's what they tried to do. So the federal judge had to come in, intervene, and put a freeze on it. So they can't go above Congress. They can't go above a federal judge. Okay? They can't go above that. They can't just decide to do something and do it, especially when it comes to something like Social Security. So people, but I think what the media is doing, the media is hyping it up. They're hyping it up. The problem, like I said, is that, like I said, when I was on this major news outlets channel the other day, there was people that was in major panic mode, and they was like, well, if I don't get my check, if I lose my Social Security, I'm gonna unalive myself. And that was what was disturbing to me. And I'm like, these news outlets need to be careful. These news outlets need to be more careful and mindful of the information that they're putting out there, and how they're titling. Because some people just look at the title, and like I said, it's Social Security cut. It's just those three words, and even though that might not be what they're talking about, but all the person might see is those three words, and go into major panic mode. People, and everybody don't deal with things the same way. Everybody deals with things differently. Everybody don't deal with things the same way. Because you got some people that suffer from anxiety and depression. They're already suffering from anxiety. They're already suffering from depression. And then they read that, they're gonna spiral out of control. So the news, I thought to myself, this could cause mass unalivings. I don't think I could say that word on here, the S word. I said that could cause mass unalivings. People could unalive themselves in mass numbers because the media is putting this stuff out and things like that. And how they're wording things and how they're talking about things. They have to be kind of mindful of how they're titling their videos and how they're wording stuff when they're reporting. And I know they have to report on it, but they have to be careful of their wording. They have to be careful of the wording. The wording in the video, they have to be careful how they're titling. A person might not even click on the video, but they're titling things a certain way. All they can see is the title, and they'll just go into major panic mode. Oh no, they're about to cut Social Security. Donald Trump and Elon can't do jack without Congress. And, and a federal judge can override the Congress like they did with the Medicaid. And like when they tried to freeze that up, the federal judge came through and said, no, you can't do that. And they put a stop to it, didn't they? Or did they not? But it temporarily put the country in a crisis. See? So Donald Trump, and especially Elon, cannot go over the Congress and the federal judge. They can't. They can't. But they're trying to act like they got more power than what they really have. Okay? And they know that that's unconstitutional to be trying to... I think they were talking about cracking down on the fraud, and they were saying that 200-year-old people were getting it. I don't know how much of that's going on. And yeah, sure enough, crack down on the fraud, and they're giving it to immigrants. I don't know, why would you give immigrants Social Security? They haven't paid into it. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you give immigrants Social Security? They haven't paid a dime into it. That's the wrong thing to give them. They ain't paid nothing into it. They're not entitled to that. So yeah, that definitely don't do that. Crack down on that, and crack down on the fraud. But most people, Bernie Sanders made the God bless Bernie Sanders. I love him because he's really advocating for the American people. He made the point that most people that are getting Social Security are disabled people, elderly. Most of the people that are getting it is legitimately getting it, because you got to jump through too many hoops to get on it. You got to jump through too many hoops to get on it. Okay? So it would be literally unconstitutional for them to even do something like that, because people pay into it. So if you try to cut something like that, now you're stealing from the American people is what you're doing. They can't do that. It's not our fault that y'all mismanaged the country's budget, because that's pretty much what they've done. They mismanaged the country's budget and want to make poor people and all that pay for it. No, they wrong for that. It's unethical. It's not our fault that y'all mismanaged the government money. Okay, that's not our fault. Y'all giving money away to these countries and stuff, and we don't have the money to give. Okay, you're giving billions and millions of dollars off to these other countries. Okay, we don't have the money to give. Okay, we don't. They know where they're mismanaging the money, giving these billionaires tax cuts. They know Donald Trump know where that money's being mismanaged. He knows that. But he's trying to attack poor people. He's trying to go after the working class and the poor people. And that ain't cool. And the elderly. And the children. The elderly and the children is most vulnerable. And then you're disabled is the most vulnerable. And those are the people that he's going after. And he wrong for that. It's unethical and it's immoral. He knows, him and Elon must know where the mismanagement is at. But they want the rich to be richer and the poor to be poor. And they wrong for that. And God gonna deal with them. He will deal with them. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. But the media needs to be more responsible. The media needs to be more responsible in how they're wording their videos and the information and how they're putting information out there. Because people are going into major panic mode. The people were talking about unaliving themselves in this. It was sad. If I don't get my check, you know what I'm saying? If I wind up homeless, I'm going to unalive myself. Stuff like that. It could be, reading a title. or how they wording things in the video. They got to be careful. The media needs to be more careful. I need to be more careful. I know I'm not a big YouTuber, and my word doesn't have a lot of power. But they need to be more careful. And they need to be more responsible. That's all I'm saying. Okay, hit me up in that comment section. Because like my mother said, everything is about the money. And some people be so busy thinking about money and being greedy, they don't care about nobody. So hit me up in that comment section and hit that like button. Hit that like button. Get that. Hit that. And get that. Music cut off. That shoots that algorithm right on up. It shoots it right on up. Okay, so please make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. Okay, you guys have a blessed day. And remember, put all your trust and faith in God. And I'll see you guys later.